Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode from Your Own Pathway. I'm your host, Paya. And for those who don't know me, I am a trained, I should say, psychotherapist turned empowerment life coach, consultant, and of course, content creator. So, welcome to my channel and especially to this episode today. So, one of the things that I really had to learn while doing all of this, like forging my own path and owning it. So, just a little bit of background about me. So, I started my business, therapy business, about 2.5 years ago, but I really started the process back in January of 2022. So, it's been 3 years now. And I'm going to be very honest with all of you. It has been one hell of a roller coaster ride. It has not always been up. As a matter of fact, there's been a lot of downs. There's been a lot of mediums. There's a lot of been up, and then there's a lot of downs. And so, my intention in doing this episode today is to really teach and just talk about what I've learned about my journey, and to really also let all of you know who are ready to forge your own path and to own it about certain barriers, setbacks that you might encounter. And yet, this is the number one thing and number one trait that I've had to learn as I forge my own path. And it may be come as a surprise to you, maybe not, but it's not anything extravagant. It's not anything big about the number one trait that I've had to learn to embrace. And if you are also on this journey or thinking about going on this journey of forging your own path, and this could be about your health, this could be about your job, this could be about, family, anything at all, this is the one thing that you are so going to need when you forge your own path. And if you do not have this trait, I'm not saying that you're not going to succeed, but you are going to have one hell of a challenge, because this path is already challenging enough. And if you don't learn to accept this, it's going to be harder for you. And the number one trait that I've had to learn to embrace and to accept in doing all of this is patience. Yes, patience. Not anything big, not anything, like, oh, wow. It's simple. It's patience. I've had to learn to be patient. And without patience, I would not still be here today, even talking to all of you today. If I had given up, if I had allowed external opinions, external numbers, external, analysis get to me, I would not be here, because quite frankly, my numbers are not up there. My numbers are not up there at all. And yet I keep showing up and I keep doing this because I am patient. I am patient because I know that I have to keep showing up. I know that I have to allow myself to play. I know that I have to allow myself to create. And I have to allow myself time, and that not everything is going to be an overnight success. I am not going to go viral all the time, or not all the time, but I'm not going to go viral all the right away. And if I happen to go viral, I will appreciate that. And yet, that's not going to change my journey in learning to embrace patience. And so, here is why patience is such an important trait to have when you are forging your own path and you are trying to own that path. So, let's get right to it. Like, why is patience so important? And today, I'm going to give you five reasons on why patience is a must have when you are forging your own path and you're ready to own your path. So, number one, in the world that glamorizes instant results, fast success and going viral, as I mentioned, patience might feel like, is it necessary? But in reality, it is. And I'm going to tell you why. Patience is a power move. It's the trait that separates short term hype from long term legacy. And this is why patient focus on the big picture. So, without patience, you're basically reactive. All of us, especially in social media, it's all about chasing the shiny things, comparing yourself, comparing your journey, comparing what they have, what you don't have. And when you live your life that way, guess what? You're going to burn out way faster. Another thing that is important about patience is that with patience, you stay grounded. I remember again last year when I decided to make this huge shift about deciding to end one of my jobs, and I knew that I was doing the right thing, and yet I was waiting. I kept waiting and wishing my life away because I'm like, I know something big is going to happen for me. I know something big is going to happen for me. I don't know when, but I bet it's going to be May. I bet it's going to be June. It's probably going to be July. And you know what? All those months came, May came, nothing happened. June came, nothing happened. July came, nothing happened. And I was wishing my life away that I couldn't be present. I couldn't enjoy my day to day life because I was waiting and hoping for something to happen. And because of that, I was not able to stay grounded. I was actually full of anxiety. I was full of worry. I was just, I was just expecting something. But when you live your life that way, thinking and worrying about the future, you can't be present. You're not mindful and you're not being present in the moment. And I realized looking back, I lost a lot of my life just because I was waiting and hoping for something that did not come. And now that I've learned to embrace and accept patience, I'm more grounded. I do things and I build things with intention. I am so much more in alignment with myself, with my feelings, my intentions, my day, that my anxiety has decreased by so much. And so once I learned to embrace patience, I'm living day to day and I love my day to day. I'm so grateful and I appreciate the day because, again, patience has allowed me to stay grounded and be intentional with everything in my life. So that's number one. Patience has taught me to stay focused on the bigger things. Number two, patience helps take time to grow things to make it real. And what I mean by that is, again, we live in a world full of fake facade and illusions. And when you don't have patience, we create a lot of scenarios. Again, social media is perfect at doing this. Social media is all about the illusion. And with patience, it takes time to grow what it's real, and with the skills, with the confidence, with the credibility, with the mastery. All of this takes time, repetition. You're going to face setbacks and you're going to face seasons. Sometimes you're going to like face fall, you're going to face winter, spring, summer, summer again, or like, you're going to go through all of the various seasons right there. And you have to decide when you forge your own path, how many seasons are you willing to endure? Because some seasons are going to keep going, going, and you're going to wonder what is happening. Why am I not seeing the results that I want to see? And when is it going to be my turn? And so patience allows you to stay in it, even especially when the progress seems invisible. And a lot of times your progress is going to be invisible because we base so much of our success on the visible and the external. And I can totally tell you, like with my YouTube channel, looking at my numbers are not that high. My numbers are not that high. My subscribers are not that high. My watch hours are not that high. Sometimes I put out episodes out there and I get maybe one or two views. And I think, what? I thought this was gonna be like a banger. I thought people were gonna watch this. This is such a great topic. It's so educational. How come nobody is watching it? And if I allow myself to be persuaded by the numbers of watches of like, how much people are reading my journal, my blogs, or if I allow analytics to really dictate to me how my success is, honestly, I would be failing. I would be failing big time if I allow analytics and my numbers to show me success. And I know that numbers mean a lot, especially when you're starting this path, but I decided that, you know what, even though I create YouTube, even though I create my blogs, I do all of this, I am not going to allow the numbers to dictate to me about what is success. To me, success is the fact that I'm putting content out there, the fact that I am doing this consistently, the fact that I keep showing up. This is success to me. And I recently had a conversation with someone. I went out to dinner and somebody was saying, "Wow, Paya, you are so successful. You're doing this, you're doing that, you're putting your blog out there, you're doing all these YouTube episodes, you're doing presentations." And I thought, wow, that is so true. I am doing all this. And even though the monetary reward is not there yet, I'm like, I am. Damn, I am doing all of this. And so all of this is visible, and yet it's also invisible because we rely so much on the external validation to say that we are success. And so the foundation of patience is the foundation that is built in silence before anyone claps for the results. People don't see what is behind the curtains. People see the end result, but they don't know what is behind the curtain. And so just remember that about patience. So number 3, success is a process. It's not just a post. And so we glorify results, but we often forget, or I think when we go through this journey, you're going to be tested on everything. You're going to be tested on your faith. You're going to be tested on your belief. You're going to be tested on things that you've never been tested before when you go on this journey of forging your own path and owning it. And when I work with clients who are doing this, again, we don't see the visible results, and we want to give up. And we're like, is this worth it anymore? How long have you been doing this? Oh, it's been 6 months. It's like, okay, keep going. Because what is important is that what have you learned and who have you become along the journey? I can tell you, and I tell this to people all the time. When I started this journey in 2022, I said this to people. I have learned more in the last 3 years of my life than I have learned more than the 39 years previous before I started this journey. And when I say that to people, they're like, "Oh, wow, that says a lot." I'm like, "Yeah, it does." It says a lot because you're going to learn so much about yourself. You're going to learn about what you're capable of. You're going to learn that you are actually capable of a lot of things that you did not think that you were capable of. If you're in this for the long haul, if you're in this for the short haul, you're gonna actually not learn a lot about yourself. You're gonna learn that, you know what? I don't have the will to do this. When you're in it for the haul, you're gonna be like, whoa, I have a lot of will. I can do whatever I want. I have so much resilience in this process. And you know what? You really do. And patience helps you evolve, not just succeed. Again, you're going to learn things about yourself that you never knew about yourself. You're going to come out this new person, and people are not going to recognize the old you. They're going to be like, wow, what happened to you? And it's like, yeah, I've been on this journey. I found out so much about myself. I become, more aligned. I've learned that I'm so much capable of more than what I thought I could and what other people thought that I was able to do or not do. And so remember, you just don't want the prize. You want to be the type of person who can hold on to that prize. I'll say it again. You just don't want the prize. You want to be the kind of person who can hold on to that prize. And patience is going to teach you that. And that's why patience is so important to have when you are forging your own path here. Okay, number four on why patience is so important when you are forging your own path. Patience helps you play the long game. And impatience, and I think we've all been impatient at one point in our lives, or maybe a lot of us are impatient. I admit I can be very impatient at times too. And when I become impatient, I've unfortunately learned the hard way. And so impatience leads to shortcuts, leads to burnout, and giving up too soon. Again, when I talk to clients about things that they want to do, things they want to change, and I ask, how long have you been doing this? How long are you willing to put this in? How long are you willing to put in the work for? And when they say 6 months, I'm like, okay, 6 months is good. And yet, if it's a life changing intention, it's gonna take more than 6 months. It's gonna take a year. It's gonna take 2. It take 3, 4, 5 years. How long it takes, and are you in it for the long haul, or are you just in it for the short? If you're in it for the long, you cannot give up too soon. Giving up too soon, you're not giving yourself a chance at all. And I've seen way too many people who do not give themselves a chance. And I can give a perfect example. When I go on Instagram, I see all these reels saying, "Oh, I tried to become an entrepreneur and I went back to my 9 to 5 because in 3 months I couldn't do anything. I didn't make any money. I didn't, get this, I didn't get that." And it's like, yeah, that was 3 months, 3 months, or even 6 months, and they're like, "Yeah, I had to go back to my 9 to 5 because I couldn't make it." I wanna say that I understand we all live a different life, we all have different situations, we all have circumstances that may, um, keep us back from achieving our goals, our dreams, whatever, but if you are really in it for the long haul, you will find ways to really give your all. And I'm going to tell you that patience leads you to weather the boring seasons, the slow growth, the no's without losing your why. I'll say that again. Patience lets you weather the boring seasons. I think when you start on this journey of forging your own path and own it, the first question is you have to ask yourself is, what is your why? Why you're doing this? Why? What is your purpose? Why? Why are you doing all of this? Once you can answer that why and are committed to forging your own path and to owning it, and you're committed to it and you're ready to do the work, put in the effort, then you will succeed in this. And I would say that remember that when you started this journey, we're all students. And just a reminder that every master who is good at the craft, who is a pro, who is a professional, was once a beginner who kept going when it wasn't cute or trending. Again, like I said, if I had allowed myself to stop because I wasn't trending or I wasn't getting the watch hours, or the fact that nobody was watching my YouTube episodes, if I had allowed that to be my main purpose, I, you know, I would not be here doing this episode with all of you today, whoever decides to watch this. So that's number four. Number five here. The last point on why patience is a trait that you need to embrace when you're forging your own path. Again, it is a flex in a culture that is obsessed with urgency and with instant gratification. The truth is, anyone can hustle, but not everyone can wait well, work quietly, or hold their vision through the drought. Again, anyone can hustle, really, anyone can hustle, but not everybody can wait, work quietly, or hold their vision through the drought. And patience is a quiet confidence. Patience says, I trust myself and I trust my process. I trust the process. And when you go on this journey, for anyone who is watching this, who is ready to forge their own path, the biggest thing that you need to work on is your mindset. And I've said this in other episodes, your mindset is the key to forging your own path. And when you forge your own path, you have to start moving and believing like you already know it's coming because it is. And you got to believe that it is already yours. If you have that mindset, you will do perfect. You are ready to forge your own path. So, those are the 5 traits that are so important about patience and why you need to embrace patience when you forge your own path. Here are my final words as we end the episode. And again, patience isn't passive, it's power in stillness. And it is the foundation beneath all the discipline, the consistency, and faith. And if you want something real and deep and lasting, patience is a trait that will get you there. Again, if you want something real, deep, and lasting, patience is a trait that will get you there. So that is all I have for today. And for anybody who's ready to forge their own path and to own it, I just want to say I believe in all of you. I know that you can do this. I know that you got it in you. And again, have patience, have compassion, have kindness for yourself because you are creating something that has never been done before. Maybe you're the first one in your family who is doing this. And when you're the change maker, when you're the curse breaker, when you're the challenge, status quo challenger, it's going to be hard, but you got this. And have patience for yourself. When you have patience, you're going to go a long way and allow yourself to play, allow yourself to um, pivot, allow yourself to make detours because you will find what works for you, but all of that takes patience. So that is all I have for today. Again, this is Paya from Your Own Pathway, where I empower you to forge your own path and to own it. For anybody who's new to my channel and enjoyed this episode, please hit the like and subscribe button. Otherwise, I will see you all next time and take